Hello everyone, welcome to this video on answer writing strategy. Today, in this video, you'll come to know what question is demanding, how you have to answer it and score more. Yes, so it is clear, always we have to write what question is demanding. If you don't know, at least try to write related to that topic so that you can get at least 1 or 2 marks. And if you don't have any answer, means you will fetch no marks. Let's suppose if you try to write answer more than the question is demanding, where it carries 10 marks, still the highest marks you will get will be 10 out of 10, not 15 out of 10. Getting my point? That means if you try to write answer, at least you will get 2 or 3 out of 10. But if you don't write anything, obviously you will get 0 out of 10. Now choice is yours. So whenever we write, try to write in bullet points. And if you choose to write in bullet point, try to number it so that the examiner's works get easier. Okay? Now the standard pattern which everyone do follow is like introduction, body, conclusion. And according to me, it's one of the best pattern. Now what I've seen that people write these words like introduction before writing their introduction. And they write the word conclusion before writing conclusion. Now, it is easily understood that you're writing introduction or conclusion. So please don't write these words, okay? Now, just for disclaimer, please remember that the following ways of answering a question are not the model one. You can create your own. Even if you don't know the exact meaning of the words, you should answer it because there is a very high overlap between these words like discuss, analyze, elaborate, expand. All these words are somewhat similar to each other. Okay, which you will come to know further in this video. Now, make your principle to complete your paper first. Let me give you an example of my own journey of my own life. What I used to do in my first year in my graduation, I used to write all the answers which I know. If I'm not aware of a particular question, I used to think like why I should answer this question if I'm not aware of it. And I used to take that particular question's time and I used to give that time to other questions which I know. And I used to write in a very elaborated manner with two diagrams, and I used to make a graph and underline it. So now what I have realized that the examiner cannot give me extra marks. If he wants also, then also he can't give me. He will not give me the marks for my neatness. Okay. So make your major principle to complete your paper. And my purpose here is not to tell you to follow my approach. I'm just giving you an idea. The very first terminology which we are going to discuss is enumerate. Enumerate means list down. There is no need of detailed explanation. The word enumerate itself says that mention it one by one. You can mention it like in numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or else in points, bulletin points. Okay. Now discuss. Like when the question is asking you to discuss, that means you have to write or present your answer as if you're talking to the examiner, and you can give your different opinions on that particular topic. So let's get one example. What were the reasons responsible for decline in the Mughal Empire in India? The question is asking you to discuss. So you have to give a brief introduction on Great Mughals, how it started and how it ended, just in 4 to 5 lines as you want and as much knowledge you have according to that only. And in the body, you can give the reasons of like empty treasury, invasion, wars of succession, and the rise of Marathas, and you can also mention it like size of the empire, challenge of regional powers, etc. Then you can give a conclusion on your own basis how you're expecting to give. Let's not get into a deep examples. I would like to just explain you to the topics only, to the terminologies only, so that the video not get much longer. When question asks you to define, you should give definition according to that question and include all the keywords and phrases. Like the meaning of define says that state or describe exactly the nature, scope, or meaning of that same. So here you have to describe it, give its natures, its scope, and give a better definition, whichever you know. And you have to give a better reason for both for and against the argument so that it is easily understood by the examiner. And one more thing, yeah, this define is similar to explain. So don't get confused. In the meaning only, it is saying that the word define is similar to explain. So your answers can match, okay? Now the next word is describe. So in describe, you have to write about its parts, how it is made up of, its contributions, its characteristics, attributes, and so on. Like the word describe says, give a detailed account in words of. So it is only saying, the word describe is only saying that you have to give a detailed account, you have to explain everything. And the word describe is similar to narrate, okay? So don't get confused. Critically examine, critically analyze, critically comment. What does critically means? It means in a way that expresses disapproval, in a way that expresses or involves an analysis of the merits or faults. Okay? So, whenever the question is asking you to critically analyze or examine it, you have to tell all the pros and cons of that particular topic. Don't go beyond the word limits, okay? Write your answer in a kind of attached manner so that the person reading that paper, that answer sheet, should feel connected, okay? I have a question in front of me. It says the seeds of World War II were sown in the peace of World War I. Here the question is asking you to critically analyze. So in your introduction, you can tell that many of the seeds of World War II in Europe were sown by the Treaty of Versailles that ended World War I, and many other things about what about this topic. Whatever you feel like, you should bring it to your introduction. Now coming to the body, you can tell about this treaty, and you can tell that the treaty consisted of harsh conditions, like means telling all the disadvantages. But beside telling all the disadvantages, you can say that it cannot be said only the failure of peace treaty of Versailles was the major reason for the Second World War. The other reasons involves like a rise of Japan, military alliances, etc. So after telling all the advantages and disadvantages, you can conclude your answer in a very positive manner or approach, okay? There is evaluate or assess or examine. So whenever it is asked you to examine or evaluate, you need to give a detailed explanation, and we must look into the topic in detail and investigate it and establish the key facts and issues of that particular topic. And while doing so, we should explain why these facts and issues are important with their implications also. Now there is a question. Despite being rich in natural resources, Africa continent has widespread poverty and underdevelopment. Examine. So in the introduction we can start like Africa is blessed with a rich bounty of natural resources. It holds around 30% of the world's known mineral reserves, and elaborating all the mineral reserves of that continent. And we can also mention some of its positivity, the advantages of that continent. Coming to its topic, we can explain its reasons and its impact with let's discuss some of its topic like political issues, that continent's international aid, its unfair trade policies, what are its geographical disadvantages, its health and poverty, then its education and the knowledge gap. We can also explain its unending corruption by showing its civil war and terrorism also. And at the end, with a positive approach, we can end with a conclusion. Now there is narrate. Narrate means from whenever it is said to narrate a particular topic or that question, we need to describe its everything from early to late. That means in temporal sequencing. That is what we have to explain in a and if a question asks, or if you think like that it is required, we can also predict its future if it is asked, so then only. Now there is analyze. Analyze is somewhat similar to evaluate. Now what does analyze mean? Analyze mean examine methodically and in detail, typically in order to explain and interpret it. Now, analyze is somewhat similar to examine, although it is also similar to evaluate. But here in analysis, what we need to do is that we need to show our own perception, what we feel about that particular topic or what we think about that topic. Okay. Now, there is elucidate, elaborate, expand, or exemplify. All these four words are similar to each other. So, whenever it is said to elucidate a particular topic, first of all, let's come to its meaning. It says make clear and explain. So, what we have to do, we have to make that particular topic very clear, that what it is, with a detailed explanation. Yeah, we can also explain it with some of the schematic diagrams by showing the graphs of that particular topic if we are aware of it. And we can also explain some of the examples. Some people do like they explain the examples with their own diagram. You can also use your current affairs if you're aware of it. Implications, outcome, consequences, and result. So whenever it is asked, so whenever all these terminologies are used in a particular question, what we have to do is that write the possible scenario or its impact which can result due to the event in that particular question. Right? Now it comes illustrate. So it means you have to use examples, data, charts, diagrams for sure to make it clearer. It is very simple. And yeah, in that illustration we have to discuss all these things by giving a particular example. We can use one or two example. Okay, now coming to this opinion, comment, and view. So here you have to express your knowledge and understanding of that topic or that issue and form an overall opinion thereupon. That means while giving answer, you have to be in a very positive approach, showing that you are very zeal, enthusiastic, vigor, and we can also be future oriented. And yeah, the main important thing of this comment section, of this comment terminology, is that opinion should not be your own personal opinion. It should be largely acceptable one, because the opinion which we are giving there is not only for us. It is for whole society or the whole nation or that particular era about which that question is being asked. Now it comes purpose, goal, objective, and target. All these four terminologies are similar to each other. What we need to do is that write whatever that topic is demanding, or what that topic wants to achieve. That means what's the motive behind that topic. Okay. Now significance or importance. When it comes to significance or importance, take that particular question and think what are its importance if it exists, and what will be its importance if it does not, and just give your own opinion. You can see its meaning also. Now it comes justify or advocate. Whenever it is said to justify, argue in favor or support. That means write a favorable comment on that. Now it comes measures taken. You will be given a question, and there you will be asked that what are the measures taken, and simply we have to write all the measures taken for its implementations till now, what yet private sector or else public sector have been done and indulged in that particular thing, what government has done, what are other measures taken by that particular department, we can show this. Now it comes compare and contrast. All these two words are different to each other. Sometimes it is asked to just compare, and sometimes it is asked to compare as well as contrast it. So what we have to do is that provide for that detailed comparison of those two topics, their features that are similar as well as different. Okay, and we must provide for detailed assessment of that particular topic. That is simple, the similarities as well as its differences. Now, sometimes it is being asked to contrast or distinguish. So, whenever it is asked so, simply we have to write its possible scenario impacts which can result due to the event in the question and just write its differences. Yeah, so finally, this video is coming to an end. I'll be so grateful if you learn something new from this video. Well, I hope you liked my video. That's all. Happy learning and bye bye.